Hello, I'm Kiira Benzing. I am the founder and executive creative director at Double I Studios, which we founded in 2009 to create interesting stories. And these days we are predominantly focused in interactive XR. So I will take it away with a little bit of a presentation here, and I will have some videos to share as well. We'll hope everything plays beautifully, and if not, I will be sharing as we go. Here we are, a little dive into our work here of breaking the fourth wall, and of course, our goal of creating these interactive productions at Double I Studios and our current production of Finding PandoraX. So we love to build and design interactive story worlds, but a lot of our work in the last several years has been in merging live events with live actors in social VR. We like to say that our work combines heart with XR. So for the last several years, as we've been working with emerging technologies from volumetric capture to augmented reality to social VR, we feel that our work has to have these key ingredients. Those things are social connection. We know that VR can be solitary and can be beautiful that way, but we really want to bring audiences together collectively to engage in the storytelling. We want to create emotionally driven content. That is so that our audiences can experience a wide range of emotions. And of course, we're looking for the unique and unexpected. This is that wow factor, that special thing that can only happen in virtual reality that's not possible in the physical world and in other forms of media and still wonderful storytelling. Our work has been shown at many world-renowned film festivals and venues from Lincoln Center to the Sundance Film Festival to Venice Film Festival. We've won some really wonderful awards that we're very proud of. But what's really been special to us for the last 6 to 7 years has been fusing live performance with virtual reality and live events. So as you see on this slide here, we began working with improvisation in our social and multiplayer experiences on difficult topics of things like gentrification. We worked with Philip Rosedale's team at High Fidelity, and we published a white paper with them at IEEE that we presented at Yale University about avatar selection in live performance in VR. And our goal continues to be around bringing live professional actors, even Broadway actors, into VR. So the image that you see here is from our production of Love Seat that we did in 2019. That was premiered at the Venice International Film Festival. This features 2 of the actors in our virtual repertory theater playing the roles of Abby and Bruce. And this production was performed in a hybrid way. So that was both for a live physical audience as well as a live virtual audience. And we were performing, of course, in social VR. So we built our theater for the physical audience in Venice. And then we also built out, of course, and 3D modeled a virtual theater. Let me take you behind the scenes now to our production of Love Seat.
I've never met anyone like you, perfect partner. You're like an electric blanket plugged into the sun.
I will transform into a colossus of organization to protect you, my shield of preparedness. Let's fly. Don't fly the perfect partner over a portal to another dimension. Are you nuts?
He's walking where no bee ever has.
But he landed anyway. The fresh chance to pair an ordinary someone with the perfect partner.
I see a face that's still ready to just jump into the unknown and witness nature's like chaotic wonders with exhilaration instead of fear.
Keeping a thing in maintenance. That is a daily, hourly battle against every force that exists.
If you saw your perfect partner sitting in that chair, what would you see?
So that was a sneak peek behind the production of Love Seat that we premiered in Venice, and we performed here on the LAZZARETTO VECCHIO. As you see this image, this is an image of this incredible hospital that was actually built in 1403 in Venice, just off of the island of Venice. It was also a time, of course, when theaters and entertainment was completely shut down, and masks and the masks were worn by doctors and by the public, and a time when we didn't know how to respond to a plague. So we felt a lot of remnants and memories from having performed in 2019 on the LAZZARETTO VECCHIO in this historic building, and that as we shifted into lockdown more deeply as a global society, we felt that we needed to take our work from the physical world more deeply into virtual reality, including our design process. So what you see in this image here is us embracing the technology even more deeply that we've all loved, and really taking all of our work into virtual worlds. So of course we've been using game engines and VR headsets, but now we're using virtual collaboration tools. This is our lighting designer, Beth Cates, and this is an image of her working with our engineers and technicians from all over the world in real time to talk about how they can move the lights in our world. This is from a part of the production that actually takes place in a world we built called the Underworld. She's talking to them about how they can create better shapes and angles with the lighting and more shadows. And it's really been exciting for us to be taking so much of our process even more deeply into virtual reality. So this has been wonderful too for us. You know, we find that many groups are collaborating in VR and also following into the social VR worlds. We're finding more and more theater collectives that are starting. And of course, we're training all of our actors in virtual reality as well in these virtual worlds. So to deepen our actors' understanding of performing in VR, we founded the Virtual Repertory Theater in 2020. Since Broadway had completely shut down, and even union stage managers and designers were looking for a way to create a new form of understanding and skill sets, we decided that we should bring as many of them along with us and teach them new skill sets. And we think that there's an opportunity to grow a new type of economy and skill set for people that have been working in the traditional art form of theater. So we've been partnered with the wonderful sponsor HP that has been shipping equipment out to our stage managers and our performers and designers to make sure that they can join us and they have the right type of setup that they can perform and rehearse and design safely from home. This is an image from our latest production, Finding PandoraX, which we premiered at the Venice Film Festival last year. And this production is like a mix of a number of different types of storytelling. We think there is a new genre that's actually emerging right now. We're mixing live immersive theater along with escape rooms. And the story structure in this production is that of a branching narrative. So our audience actually ends up going onto two different quests. They can either choose to go into the underworld or they can go into Futura City. And they're going to be making different types of decisions as they do that. We give the audience a collective role, that of the Greek chorus. They're also given an avatar that they actually get to change into and keep as they walk away from the production. And in this production, they have to use their voice. They're actually expressing key lines. They have to work together collaboratively to solve puzzles. They have to help the actors and engage in participatory storytelling. So let me take you now behind the scenes of Finding PandoraX.
So what do you say? Are you ready to do something? Now remember, Goose is a little temperamental. You have to approach with caution. The chorus and I have come to deliver you a message.
So you got to see some sneak peek glimpses there into all three of our story roles in the production of Finding PandoraX, and you also get to see how active the audience is. And so where did this come from? You know, how did we get to this point where the audience is collaborating with each other and they are moving through the world? You see them engaging interactively with all these narrative objects. This really began out of these experiments that we did with Culture Hub Theater and La Mama Theater from New York City. We ran something with them called Experiments in Digital Storytelling, and we did this live word cloud with our audience where we asked them about their shadows and their dreams and to contribute to us what they would most like to see us build in our next production. We asked them what superpower they would like for us to build. And of course, what emerged out of that collective consciousness was the ability to fly. So as you got to see from our trailer, the audience does learn how to fly. There was Zeus that teaches them a flying lesson at the end of the show, hundreds of feet above the main stage story world of Mount Olympus. So we integrated flying. There are many different types of ways to fly in VR. Of course, we've seen using the ability to have gaze activation that can move you somewhere. In our production of Run-In, you can teleport to the walls and the ceiling. But here in this production, we're actually physically asking them to use their body to move their arms in a way that feels incredibly childlike and playful, as if they're flapping wings like birds flying. So here, if you just take a look here at the way that the audience is moving above the world, this is after they've had their virtual cocktails with us in the virtual bar, and we let them freely roam around our story world at the end of the show. So now that we have opened our shows to the public, we're finding some really exciting data that's coming our way. As we'd been performing on the film festival circuit, the majority of our audiences were coming from the US and from Europe. But now that we've opened to the public, we're actually finding that our audiences are growing in numbers from Asia. And the data that we have, the countries with prevailing numbers are from Japan, China, South Korea, and Taiwan. So that's been really beautiful for us to see. And the other piece that we find that's been so special is how these audiences are engaging with each other. Because the makeup of each audience tends to be so international, they don't all speak the same language. So what's been wonderful is to see how the audiences are working together collaboratively to solve puzzles. In the image that you see right now, this is a puzzle that takes more than one person to solve. They have to stop it from spinning at the right time. Someone has to time it in order to get the golden key at the center. And so we're actually watching people use this kind of spirit of generosity that happens as they physically offer to help each other and solve, even if they're not speaking in a common language. Of course, there is this inherent risk that happens when you're running a live production. There are so many things that could go wrong. They could perhaps never solve this puzzle. Of course not if they don't work together and they don't all come together in a way and take on a role. So what's been really wonderful to get to see again is the kind of human element that infuses each of these moments, and to remember that there is a human behind each avatar that are embodying these characters. And the same with our audience. There is this live human presence that is felt during the show. So as I take you into our final slide here and just share some information with you about how you can reach out to us, we would love to hear from you and see you in our virtual world of Mount Olympus, to come join us on an adventure, choose a quest to go on, and follow our actors in social VR in the world of Mount Olympus. So we hope to see you in the metaverse and that we will be able to have you join us and learn how to fly with us. Thank you so much.